A reading from the Gospel of Matthew. At that time, Jesus was led by the Spirit into the desert to be tempted by the devil. He fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, and afterwards he was hungry. The tempter approached and said to him, "If you are the Son of God, command that these stones become loaves of bread." He said in reply, "It is written, 'One does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes forth from the mouth of God.'" Then the devil took him to the holy city and made him stand on the parapet of the temple and said to him, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down. For it is written, 'He will command his angels concerning you, and with their hands they will support you, lest you dash your foot against a stone.'" Jesus answered him, "Again, it is written, 'You shall not put the Lord your God to the test.'" Then the devil took him up to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world in their magnificence. And he said to him, "All these I shall give to you, if you will prostrate yourself and worship me." At this, Jesus said to him, "Get away, Satan. It is written, 'The Lord your God shall you worship, and him alone shall you serve.'" Then the devil left him, and behold, angels came and ministered to him. There are two themes that I notice when reading Matthew's account of Jesus' temptation in the desert. First, Matthew is continuing a theme of Jesus as the new Moses. In this account, the use of the number 40 is a key parallel between both Moses and Jesus. This number is used quite often in the Bible for symbolic reasons. In this case, Moses leads the Israelites out of Egypt over 40 years, and Jesus is tempted in the desert over 40 days and 40 nights. This theme is much more apparent from Matthew's account of Jesus' birth, specifically when Jesus' family flees to Egypt following Herod's orders to kill all male babies in hopes of getting rid of Jesus. One can't help but notice the parallel of Moses leading the Israelites from Egypt, while Jesus' family flees to Egypt. Furthermore, King Herod's ordering the killing of male babies alludes to Passover, when the angel of death kills all firstborns, but passes over those who have lamb's blood on their door, resulting in the Pharaoh's ordering all Jews to leave Egypt. Although these parallels might seem insignificant on their own, put these examples together and you get an indication that Matthew's community sees Jesus as the new Moses. Second, Matthew's gospel sees Jesus as the fulfillment of the law and the prophets. So when Jesus is tempted in the desert, Matthew expands on Mark's simple version by adding dialogue between Jesus and the devil, resulting in Jesus quoting the Hebrew scripture 3 times. Now let's take a look back in the first century. There was a debate among Jewish and Gentile Christians over whether it was necessary to follow the Jewish law, i.e. the 613 commandments, including the original 10 that we all know. One of the biggest issues among the Jewish law was whether Gentile converts needed to be circumcised. Paul argued that it wasn't necessary and could be replaced by being baptized. But others disagreed, stating that the whole Jewish law must be observed, including circumcision. For Matthew's community, their position is clear when Jesus says, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law and the prophets. I have not come to abolish, but to fulfill." So, when Jesus quotes the Hebrew scriptures when he's being tempted in the desert, it might just seem insignificant by itself. But in context, Matthew is furthering the point of Jesus being the fulfillment of the law and the prophets. Now, why does this matter? It matters because the first century communities told these gospel stories not just to remember what happened, but also to convey what the life of Jesus meant to each community where the gospel writer lived. So when we read these gospel stories, it's not enough to simply read the stories. We must also keep in mind the context when we ask the question, what does this story mean?